So now we can actually focus on number 1 for Monday. It says the box and whisker plot below represents the daily high temperatures at a beach in April. Daily high temperatures gives you a graph, and it says what was the median daily high temperature. So it's just asking you for the median. Based on the notes that I gave you in the first slide, this is the minimum, this is the max, this is your first quartile or your quartile, sorry, that's hard to say, and this is your third quartile. This is your second, but it's also known as the median. So if you look here, what degrees is it? It can't be 71, because that's what initially I thought. It's like 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. But do you see how this is not 75? This is 80. So it's actually counting it in twos. So 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80. So each of these marks is equivalent to 2. So this mark right here is 72. Okay? Go ahead and write min, max. Right there, write Q3. And right here, write Q1. When we're grading this on Thursday, we're not going to be grading this Friday this week. We're going to be grading it on Thursday. When we're grading it on Thursday, you will get a check for writing this. And you'll also get a check for answering B. So make sure you write this. You will also be asked to write this on number 2. Okay? So let's write it. So this right here we know is our minimum. This right here we know is our maximum. This line right here is our Q3. This line right here is our Q1. And this is our median, or our Q2. Now let's look at what the question's asking. It says, look at the box and whisker plot of pumpkin weights. Pumpkin weights. What is the median pumpkin weight? This is easy. What's between 14 and 16? Yeah, 15. So you can write median equals 15. Moving on. It says the weight of the basketball players in pounds at a university basketball team are noted to determine their physical standards. A plot is made based on the data. Read the plot and answer the questions. Okay? Let's look at the questions. What is the median of the given data? Well, first let's label this. So we have our min, our max, our Q3, this is our Q1, and this is our median. Alright, so what is a median? If we follow that, these are actually single digits, so this would be 180, 181, 182, 183, 184, 185. So right here it looks like it's at 189. So let's write it, 189. Now let's look at the next one. It says, what is the maximum weight among the players? Remember, this is your minimum and this is your maximum. So your maximum, it looks like it's right here. So instead of 205, it would be 204. So let's write 204 pounds. This is how you write pounds. LBS. And we can also write it here, LBS. We're attending to precision. We're using our units. All right, Tigers, I think that's it for this Quizzette. We will be learning about outliers later, but I'm just going to briefly touch on this real quick. So number 2 and number 3 for Tuesday. So outliers are those numbers that don't really blend. So for instance, if you look at this sequence of numbers, you want to put them in order. So from least to greatest, you want to put them in order. So if I put them in order, I'm going to put 10. What's the next number? 59. Then 67. Then it would be 72. 73. The next one is 76, Some of you are a lot faster than me at this. If you are, good job. 88, 92, 106. Make sure you're crossing them off as you write them so you don't get confused. 111, 115, and 169. All right, so if you're looking at this chart, and if you're looking, we have a number in the 50s, and then we have numbers up until 115. So our obvious outliers would be 10 and 169 because they're way out there. So if we had a box chart and we had all these numbers in this box chart, 169 would be way out here and 10 would be all the way out here. So that's what we mean. They're kind of like outcasts. Like they don't really belong. So right here, our obvious outliers would be 10 and 169. Now you try doing number 3, okay? Typically, I don't like for you guys to work ahead, but for this one, I just want you to list them in order and try to see what the obvious outliers are. All right, Tigers, have a good day. Thank you. Good morning or good afternoon, Tigers. I know this isn't typically what you're used to seeing when you play a Quizzette video, but I needed to give you some type of background and some type of introduction before you actually started this week's Quizzette. So this right here is called a Box-and-Whisker Method. I didn't choose the name. If I could change it, I would. I'd probably change it to something like Box and Lines, because that's just more logical to me. However, it's called Box-and-Whisker Method. So if you recall, we've been learning about mean, median, mode, range, all that good stuff when it comes to probability. This is not any different. We're just really focusing on the median. So I'm going to write right here, median. So by looking at this box and whisker, the median is going to be this line right here where it divides. So if we're counting, this number is, let's see, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So the median, according to this, would be 66. So our median equals 66. Now, this point right here is our minimum, and this is our maximum. So you could write min is 60, and our max is 73. This extra dot right here, just go ahead and ignore it. This app wouldn't let me erase that little dot, but I just moved it up so it could be even. So we have our minimum at the beginning, or at the end of one of our whiskers, and our max, which is the end of the other whisker. Now, this line right here and this line right here also represent something important. This is called the quarter quartile, or the first quartile, and this is considered the second quartile. I'm sorry, the third quartile, or the third, or Q3. So this is called Q1, and this is called Q3. This would be our Q2, but we don't call this our second quartile. We call that the median. So this right here would be Q1, and this right here would be Q2. Quartile, or first, I'm sorry, I keep saying Q2, but this is Q3. Because remember, this right here is actually Q2. So if we're writing this, we're going to write Q1, or first quarter, and that is 61, 62, 63. And our Q3, our third quartile, is 70. So again, this is min, and this is max.